There's something I need to say that might hit a little close to home. It's been on my mind because I keep seeing people fall into this pattern without even realizing it. And if you're honest with yourself, you might recognize it too. A lot of people aren't actually living their lives. They're constantly getting ready to live them. There's a huge difference between those two things. You wake up every day telling yourself a familiar story. Once I earn more money, then I'll finally relax. Once I find the right person, then life will feel complete. Once I fix this one issue, then I'll be at peace. It always sounds reasonable in your head. It feels like you're being responsible, like you're setting things up properly. But what's really happening is that your entire life is being pushed into the future. Right now becomes a waiting area, a place you sit in temporarily, convinced that the real experience hasn't started yet. You're passing time, scrolling, thinking, planning, worrying. Anything except actually being present. You're alive technically, but you're not really experiencing your life. And the tricky part is, this mindset can last for years. You begin to treat your current reality like it's just a rough version of something better that's coming later. Like this moment doesn't fully count yet. Like it's just a draft that you'll rewrite once everything is in place. But life doesn't work like that. There isn't a final, polished version waiting somewhere ahead. There's only what's happening right now, and it's constantly moving. When you stay stuck in that preparation mode, something important starts to slip through your fingers. You stop noticing the small, meaningful things that are happening around you every single day. Conversations with people who care about you. Quiet moments that could have brought you peace. Simple experiences that, if you had been fully present, might have meant everything. Instead, those moments pass by unnoticed. Think about how often you've rushed through a meal, barely tasting it because your mind was somewhere else. Or how many times you've been around people you love, but you weren't really there. You were distracted, thinking about what's next, what's missing, what needs to be fixed. Even something as simple as a sunset can go completely ignored because you're too busy looking at a screen or chasing the next task. It's not that your life lacks good moments. It's that you're not fully there to receive them. Here is an example that makes this really clear. Imagine someone at a live concert. They've been waiting for this night for months. They've bought the ticket, they're standing close to the stage, and their favorite artist is performing right in front of them. But instead of actually experiencing it, they hold up their phone and watch the entire performance through a screen. They record everything so they can look back on it later. Later. They're physically present, but mentally somewhere else, focused on saving the moment instead of living it. And the strange thing is that later they're preparing for often doesn't carry the same feeling anyway. The energy, the emotion, the atmosphere, it can't be captured fully. Now think about this honestly. How often are you doing the exact same thing with your life? You're constantly postponing your happiness. You're waiting for the right time, the right conditions, the right version of yourself. You keep telling yourself that the best part hasn't started yet. But what if it already has? What if the moments you're brushing aside right now are actually the ones that matter most? This isn't about ignoring your goals or not planning for the future. Of course, you should work toward things that matter to you. But there's a difference between building a future and sacrificing your present for a future that never quite arrives. Because once you reach one milestone, your mind immediately creates another condition. Another once this happens, then it'll be happy. It never ends unless you interrupt the pattern. So here is something simple you can try. It sounds almost too easy, but it can genuinely shift how you experience your life. Once a day, pause everything. Just for 1 minute. Not 5 minutes. Not 10. Just 60 seconds. During that minute, don't check your phone. Don't think about your to-do list. Don't plan what you're going to do next. Don't replay conversations in your head. Just be where you are. Pay attention to something real and immediate. Notice how your body feels sitting or standing. Feel the ground beneath your feet or the surface you're resting on. Listen carefully to the sounds around you. Maybe distant traffic, birds, a fan humming, or just silence. Take in the temperature of the air, the light in the room, the small details you usually overlook. It might feel strange at first. Your mind will try to pull you away almost instantly. That's normal. But gently bring your attention back. That 1 minute matters more than you think. Because everything in your life, your decisions, your actions, your creativity, can only happen in the present moment. Not in the future you keep imagining, and not in the past you keep replaying. When your attention is constantly somewhere else, you disconnect from the only place where life is actually unfolding. But when you return to the present, even briefly, you reconnect. You become more aware, more grounded, and strangely, more alive. Over time, those small moments of awareness start to add up. You begin to notice things you used to miss. You start to feel more engaged with your own life instead of just watching it pass by. And here's the unexpected part. When you're fully present, things tend to flow better. You make clearer decisions. You respond instead of reacting. You feel less scattered. It's not about forcing anything. It's about being available for your own life. So maybe today, you don't need to wait for everything to be perfect before you allow yourself to feel okay. Maybe you don't need to push happiness into some distant future. Maybe you just need to look around and realize you're already in the middle of it. The moment you've been preparing for, it's not coming later. It's happening right now.